Well, they seem to be ripping each other to bits. I see one of the kids has been on my paper. What did they say? This looks like a witch. Didn't want looking at her. Amazing how kids can spot these things, isn't it? It's amazing. Anyway, poor Tom. Poor Tom took the shot. Didn't get very well for him. I mean, the Mail actually tried to cover it up. He was dead, well, I think, within a week. Him and Prince Philip both got hammered. But never mind, didn't worry about it. The Queen didn't last long either, did she? Well, I think, what was it, Professor Dolores Cahill said they wouldn't last anything more than, from 5 to 10 years, I think, the max. This is a bit I want to talk about. You see, we've got big ears here. And he has got a big set of ears, let's be honest. He's got a massive set of ears, so you'll be able to hear this. Rishi's son. Inflation is caused by you lot fabricating taxation on energy and inflating the energy costs. You see, because gas, as you should well know, traded in 2008 was near $14 for a million BTU, and it's currently traded about 2.5. So it's nearly 7 times less, Rishi. So when you fake prices, energy prices, so you can tax and make it tax so that people's eyes bleed, and then that impacts on food costs, food production, manufacturing, food distribution, because it's all about energy, isn't it? It's all about diesel in the truck and how you tractors and all the rest of it. It's all about energy, yeah? So when you fake the energy cost, right, with your energy pals, and they make billions and you make multiples of trillions, yeah? So that you can buy loads of PPE and one thing and another, buy some more biochemical weapons programs in from some pharmaceutical companies, whatever yous are about, the whole thing, you can just keep it all good. And you just come on here and talk complete and utter shit. Obviously, coppers drowning in corruption. Here's the best one. But we've got to have electric cars. Now, we've got to have electric cars because, you see, to fulfill the globalist depopulation agenda, we've got to sterilise it, you see. And varying magnetic fields are no more than 30 minutes. I'm still waiting for a proper response from the Transport Minister, because he tells me these electric cars have to be ICNIRP compliant. What he didn't say, right, was that the ICNIRP compliance is only 30 minutes max exposure to a varying magnetic field. Have the government warned you not to drive electric car for more than 30 minutes? Answer is a big fat zero, net zero, yeah? So that's where we are today. It's all a bit garbage. I mean, hydrogen has got some potential, but water, loads better. Water's a lot better way. Cracking hydrogen and oxygen out of water is a great way to run an engine, by the way. But we'll not talk about that, because anybody that does normally end up falling off that page. So anyway, let's get on. No, not that I'm bothered about these scientists. Anyway, Sunak, banks must not cancel their customers. No, they'll just shut all their branches. So we've got a massive shutdown of banks across the country for no other reason than they want people to force them into a digital wallet, central bank digital currency, total control for the future genocidal extermination, which is already in play. So they've already got massive cancer increases, got massive diabetes increases, got massive problems with sterilisation, fertility, etc. So it's all in play. The genocide has already started, right? Now, I had to do this because it's quite funny, right, that this just dropped into my door today from the Goat's Head. Now, you know I live in Goat's Head, and this is Goat's Head Council. Martin here, he's the guy that went down to Cannes, spent an awful lot of money on drinking. There was a lot of councillors extremely upset, a lot of Liberal Democrats very upset about it. What they didn't know was why he was actually there. Fortunately, I've had the documents from Telefonica, so I know all about it, Martin, sorry. Opening up their own funeral directors to profit on the increase in death from the illegal equipment that these were intended to install So he got removed the urban radar technology for spying into people's homes and obviously people dying. What's quite interesting in this document, now you know that there was this climate emergency bullshit that they've been pushing, when we know it's ionospheric radiate as in stratospheric aerosol injection that cause temperature. Now I've sent some stuff recently to Gateshead Council on this, and what's quite interesting, there's nothing in here about climate emergency, nothing in here about the World Economic Forum net zero. I'm wondering if the pennies dropped. Yeah, seriously, because you know, Gateshead Council, right, even though some of them are complete and utter idiots, they did remove it. They did get it removed. I wonder if they have worked out there's something very untoward going on. Now, I know there's quite a few of these councillors, I've spoken to a number of them, and some of them are genuine and some of them are extremely concerned. Now, Eileen, unfortunately, she's the character who come to my home with a mate, there's a pal here, Catherine Donovan, not a very nice person at all. I think cult member, yeah. There's quite a number of cult members in here. And obviously, I've got no doubt that's very cultish as well. Now, this character stands up in court and was upset about the mention of baby killers and baby killing. Because what she said, see, I had already said, a lot of babies died, council responsible for the baby killing due to the technology that had been installed, which they were. I measured the radiation levels, which would kill a baby near full term in the womb. We had lots of bereft mothers who lost babies near full term, and we measured the radiation in bedrooms across the Gateshead area. It was catastrophic and would kill a baby in the womb. But never mind. Your new mayor in Gateshead, right, Eileen here, right, she was upset because obviously my daughter had lost a baby, you know what I mean? But you see, because there's nothing between their ears, apart from self-service, etc., self-serving, there's nothing in there but cotton wool, right? It hadn't worked out the fact that because our daughter had lost a baby, it could have been the radiation of the transmitters, because lots of other women lost their babies, Eileen, unfortunately. But you see, you're probably that dim, well, you are that dim, you haven't even got the ability to think about it. Now, let's have a look at some of these councils, because most of them were in the chamber when I did my talk on the illegal, toxic LED 5G network that they had installed, right, due to this spying technology that Martin knows all about. Well, he probably doesn't, he's probably forgot. You know, he might have been shown something, might have forgot it. Gary knows all about it, because I've spoken about it, just ignored it. Quite a few, I wonder why they ignored it, I wonder what they've got on them. Peter Moore knows all about it, and Peter Moore's the guy that got me into the council chamber to talk about this to all these characters. Now, obviously, I think it was behind the scenes thing happened, because it did get removed. However, who promoted it? Now, obviously, unfortunately for these characters, most of them believe the government bullshit, would probably believe the Labour Party. I mean, here we have Linda Green. Linda didn't think they had 5G. She knows it's 5G, by the way. We've got the video recording of the fact that she knew it. Her daughter, who was the mayor, now I think she's obviously blew a gasket because she's not a councillor anymore. When I just had a nervous breakdown, might have been with telling all those lies, you know, and she stood up in the court and said that I went for her in the council chamber and you were all terrorised. You were all terrified of us, yeah? Remember when the chief executive said it, you were all terrified, eh? And it was a total fabricated, made up lie. Remember that one? Even the judge got a bit shocked. There's old Jonathan Wallace. He's the kid who basically told everybody that his bees didn't die, even though we know that they did. He stood up in the court and said that all his bees weren't dead and that they were thriving. He just basically tells lies. Consequently, this is what happens. You see, this is what politicians do. Pathological lies. Now, a lot of people don't like him. One of the things that came out, though, his brother has recently died. Not very old either. Most probably through the poison. Because you see, these characters can't get their head around the fact that the establishment or planning a mass extermination on behalf of the World Economic Forum, but they may have, because it is quite interesting how nothing in here about this climate green bullshit. You know what I mean? This is a bit amazing. And I think the reason for that is because we're looking for more evidence. We're looking for a lot more evidence, right, in relation to this net zero terrorism. Yeah, and we've already had quite a lot of, we've had a lot of people contacting Gateshead Council, the Go-Ahead, refusing to pay for terrorism, funding terrorism, or criminals in government who are planning their mass extermination. Might be starting to work, mightn't it? So anybody who wants to get in touch, who doesn't want to fund the net zero criminal enterprise to kill you, 15-minute cities to kill you, get in touch. Let's make sure that they know, we know, right, what the game is. Because I'll tell you now, the game is totally in play and afoot.